2023 is coming to an end, and it's time to review everything that happened here at Surfshark this year. There were an absolute ton of updates, so let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Oh, and if for some reason you still don't have Surfshark, I'll leave a link in the description to our promo code SharkTube, as by using it right now, you can get up to 5 months for free. Definitely don't sleep on this opportunity and make use of this awesome deal. Now, if you're a regular viewer of our channel, you probably know that each month we release a video talking about what happened in Surfshark in that particular month. And I thought it would be really fun to go over my top 10 personal favorite Surfshark updates of 2023. So at number 10, we actually have an update that we never discussed before, and that's because it's a brand new change around the Surfshark browser extension. Just recently, Surfshark completely redesigned the CleanWeb interface, which now has its own dedicated tab here on the side. Inside, you will see things like how many ads and trackers are being blocked, and just like before, there's an indication if the cookie pop-up blocker feature is enabled or not. Overall, it's a small change, but I do like it a lot because it's very simple and yeah, the older design was a bit overcomplicated in my opinion. So CleanWeb 2.0 design interface comes in at number 10. Now at number 9, we have two smaller updates that happen for Surfshark Alert. In case you don't know, Surfshark Alert is an awesome tool that, as the name suggests, will alert you if your online accounts, bank accounts, social security numbers ever leak online. And until 2023, you could only use Alert if you had Surfshark 2FA enabled. And this was mainly done due to security reasons, because you don't want just about anyone to access your sensitive data on the Surfshark account. So this requirement was actually really important. However, this restriction was lifted because tons of you still don't use 2FA either because you find it overcomplicated to use or bothersome. So this update was actually very appreciated by those users. And one thing I wanted to also clear up is that Surfshark still encourages you to use two-factor authentications, since it does increase your account security by a lot. But if you're like, hey, I just want to use Surfshark Alert, then yeah, this was probably an update you were waiting for. Alert also added these recommendations, which list things that you should do in case your data does get leaked. And I felt like this was a really nice way to give you a quick to-do list to keep your accounts and info secure. Definitely a nice touch. All right, at number 8, we have improved login options that were added in 2023. If you use Surfshark, you probably know that one of its main selling points is the fact that you can connect an unlimited number of devices, which is why making the login process as smooth as possible is a big priority for Surfshark. You may think that typing in passwords and usernames is nothing, but if you consider how many times you log into your accounts, that time can really add up. So just recently, Surfshark added a QR code login feature where you can scan a QR code from an already logged in device to literally log in seconds. And at the start of the year, the ability to link your Google or Apple account to your Surfshark account was also added. So that means you can now use any of these login options if you have any of those accounts. Due to how much convenience this added, I believe it does deserve to be on the number 8 spot on our list. At number 7, let's go back to Windows, but not Windows 7, instead the Surfshark antivirus update that added the webcam protection feature. Now, if you're like me and have this weird suspicion that someone might be watching you through your webcam, just like this MacBook is looking at me right now, then this feature was actually a really awesome addition. Basically, with this feature, you can select which apps you want to be able to use your webcam and which ones not. So if you're ever on a sketchy website that pops up a request for your webcam, or perhaps you just install an unknown app, then this will prevent access to your webcam, which in turn will protect your privacy. In my opinion, this is way better than using one of those webcam covers, so it comes in at number 7 spot on our list. Now, at number 6, I have a fairly underrated update that happened earlier this year, and I'm talking about the iOS 16/17 shortcut support. Let me explain why this update was so awesome. I've been dreaming about Surfshark adding automations for years now, and this is the closest we've come so far. With these iOS shortcuts, you can make it so that Surfshark VPN enables or disables itself based on different triggers. So for instance, I could make an automation that connects to the VPN when I open the YouTube app, for instance, and then disconnect when I close it. But it even goes beyond that. So you can make it so that VPN turns off or on at a specific time of day, or perhaps when you connect to a specific Wi-Fi network, like your home network. I mean, really, there's tons of possibilities and things you can do, though admittedly, it could take some time to really set it all up. However, once you get it all dialed in just right, it could really level up your VPN experience. We've made a whole video of us just playing around with these shortcuts, which I will link down below. And yeah, I think it's one of those updates that was, I think, fairly underrated, and definitely wanted to give it a shout out that it rightfully deserves. Let's move on to the number 5 of my top favorite Surfshark updates of 2023, and that is dynamic MultiHop. For years, I loved the MultiHop feature on Surfshark, but it always lacked the ability to choose your own location pairs. And guess what? With the Surfshark Nexus technology that connects all the Surfshark VPN servers together, devs could now implement this feature. So if you want to connect from Lithuania, which is where I'm from right now, to Japan, and you want to have that multi-hop connection, well, now you can. I really like that because it gives you a lot of flexibility and customization, which I personally really value. And I hope to see more features using the Surfshark Nexus, hopefully in 2024 and beyond. Let's move on to the number 4 Surfshark update on our list, which is the newly redesigned Surfshark interface on both mobile and desktop apps. On the desktop side of things, the UI was changed to this unique two-tone design when using light mode. And like I've said many times before, my favorite thing about this new dashboard is that now enabled VPN features will appear here on the home screen, allowing you to quickly toggle things like CleanWeb, IP rotator, and other features on or off. Also, let's not forget this clear list button, which clears out your most recent VPN connections, a nice quality of life feature for sure. On mobile apps like Android and iOS, the app does look nicer compared to the previous version, and best of all, if you expand this little bottom menu, you get the same feature shortcuts that you do on the desktop version. Plus, you also get other useful info displayed like connection time, protocol in use, etc. Now listen, I know this UI isn't for everyone, and I've read a lot of comments and messages that some people love it, and maybe some people not so much. So in fact, Surfshark's dev team is still taking in feedback, so let them know what you think of this UI in the comments below. Before we get to our last top 3 updates, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. It really helps us make more videos just like this. All right, final stretch here at number 3, we have a Surfshark update that is unlike any other, and that's the Social Engineering 101 Cybersecurity course. This course is your one-stop shop for all the tips and tricks and knowledge about the most common scams today, which are the phishing attacks. In the course, you get tons of videos explaining different situations where attackers use social engineering to get either money out of you or your sensitive information. Now, this course is targeted at beginners or newcomers, but even if you are an expert, it's a good idea to refresh your memory on what scams look like online today. And at number 2 of our top 10 best Surfshark updates of 2023 is Dedicated IP. Listen, since all the way back from 2019, I've been reading comments about how people really want Surfshark to release a dedicated IP feature. And yeah, 2023 is finally the year that it happened. Now, when someone asks me why this update is such a huge deal, I tell them that, hey, if you're a heavy VPN user, you probably want to get this. And that's because Dedicated IP is a premium VPN experience. Now, why is that? You get less Google verification captchas when browsing, you get better connection times and stability, you get better access to content because the IP, as the name suggests, is dedicated. So that means that no other users are using that same IP, unlike with a regular VPN connection. So in a nutshell, it's a premium VPN, and it was something that Surfshark users, like I said before, been really wanting for a long time. So I think it really deserves to be at number 2 spot on our list. Okay, and now it's time to get to our number 1, the best Surfshark update of 2023, and that, in my opinion, is alternative ID feature. If you haven't tried this already, it's a feature that lets you create alternative identities in the app or on the Surfshark website or even the browser extension. Now, why is this so useful? Well, if you consider the fact that some websites require extensive information during the account creation process, with alternative ID, you can mask your real info by providing generated identities. Also, if you ever needed to sign up for a newsletter but didn't want to provide your, real email because you know for a fact, but as soon as you put in your real email, they will send you tons of spam. It can happen. So with Alt ID, you can create a alt email, and then it can forward emails to your real one. So at any point, if you get tons of spam, you can just delete your alt email and boom, you no longer have spam. By the way, if all that wasn't enough, this tool will also soon be getting alt number support, so you'll be able to generate a phone number to mask your real one. Stay tuned for more info coming real soon. So overall, not only does this feature protect your real data, like your email address, name, and so on, but it also minimizes the risk of getting spam emails. Plus, with data broker business today being as popular as ever, this feature can also prevent your data from being sold. And finally, some public forums and marketplaces are well, really bad at hiding your email or phone number, exposing your true identity. So that's one more aspect where alternative ID can help. And for all these reasons, I think it is my #1 Surfshark update of 2023. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you agree with my list, or maybe you would put certain updates in different parts. Maybe you really love dedicated IP, so you put it at #1, or that iOS shortcut support. So yeah, let me know. I'm really curious to know, where would you rank these updates based on your own experiences? But that'll be all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.